All right, guys, back again with another video. Now, this one, it's yeah, this is another video on 9/11. Yeah, I'm every time when it gets to September or every year, I kind of focus in on what happened that day, and I just a huge skeptic. I'm gonna sound lie. I'm a huge skeptic to believe that those to believe that those buildings collapsed because of those planes. It's just too much of a coincidence. As how they fell, they both came down the exact same way, which is very strange. I find that very odd for two planes to collapse that way. That's strange. Um, and so it's another video on 9/11. And let's see here. Give me a second here. All right, here we go. All right. All right, this video is 25 minutes long. However, I'm not gonna have it running that long. You're gonna probably watch like halfway through at least. My cookies. My cookies.
It was a military plane.
And the plane wasn't no airline or anything. It was a twin-engine, big, gray plane.
We watched the first explosion. As we watched the building, I saw a black, very large airplane fly right into the second building. It came out of the south, right in front of our eyes. It was so surreal, like a movie scene.
Were you close enough to be able to see any markings on the airplane?
It definitely did not look like a commercial plane. See any windows on the side.
I think a plane went off the lobby first, then a plane hit the building, then another plane hit the other building. But when I was coming through the doors
Oh, well,
on the
lobby.
outside of the Trade Center, something, either they blew the lobby up or something, because it blew the glass out of the doors and knocked us right down.
The building trying to help people.
Bomb was the lobby first. Then the plane on top.
It wasn't from the jet fuel. No way.
Most of these people's dead, by the way. Just to let you know. It's crazy. There were so many deaths after this. Those who died in the building, some those who even died later on due to what
People don't understand. There may be more.
concrete, everything, lost free. A lot of people messed up. Casey Nice that even have a video of him being there. It's crazy. You have a video of him being there when that happened.
My name is Tom Sullivan. I work for Controlled Demolition Incorporated, CDI, the top-rated explosives demolition firm in the world, owned by the Loazo family during the years surrounding 9/11. And I worked for them as an explosives loader for 2.5 years. As an explosives loader, my job was to place explosives in the buildings to prepare them for demolition. There are many steps that you need to take. First off, you have to weaken the building.
Mm-hmm.
To weaken the building, that means the staircase, all the staircases have to be cut at intervals. The firewalls have to be removed. The elevator shafts have to be cut.
I looked down to my right, and the elevators exploded. Something sounded like a Bruce Willis Die Hard movie. People just come running out of the elevators on fire, fireball. I mean, it was like, what is going on here? Something's up here. I mean, the plane's up there, now there's flying down here.
Then you have to move to the support columns on the particular load floors. And those are cut by a torch for two reasons. First, to weaken them, and also to allow for charges to be placed onto the structure, or onto the columns themselves. And that essentially reduces their strength by about 20%. And even with all that work being done to weaken this building, it still remains safely standing, so we can continue to work in it. The story that just a few columns can cause a synchronized global collapse, an implosion, is, well, that's just nonsense. I don't see how this could actually happen in real life. When we load a building, we have to have all the support columns on a given load floor fail at the same time, within milliseconds of one another. And therefore, the entire building comes down in a synchronized implosion. So I think this notion of a one column failure causing an entire building to implode in a synchronized fashion is just nonsense. Looking at the building, it wouldn't be a problem once you gained access to the elevator shafts.
How about an elevator modernization, which we know was going on 9 months prior to 9/11? Yes, Elevator World, March 2001 documents it. In fact, they were in the middle of this modernization. There are people who noted that the elevators were locked in turn and that there were guards placed at these locked elevators during the modernization. Of course, you would have to have access to security. Securicom was brought in. Who sits on the board of Securicom? Marvin Bush, the younger brother of George Bush.
Then a team of loading experts would have access to all the core column and beams. The rest could be accomplished at that point by just the right kind of explosives for the job at hand. The choices are many out there. You wouldn't need miles and miles of dead cord. You could have used wireless remote detonators, and they have been available for years. You need only look at an action movie to see them in use, and of course the military has them as well.
You want to call your mother or something?
Contractors don't use them, on the other hand, because they're just too expensive. Well, you wouldn't have found steel casings to be left in the rubble. They haven't been used for years. What we use now is RDX copper-jacketed shape charges, and when they're initiated, there's nothing left of those charges. And in the case of thermite, well, thermite self-consuming cutting charges have been around since they first patented in 1984. So there would be nothing left in the debris pile except some residue of molten iron.
Molten iron. There was a lot of that. There was a lot of molten iron. It lasted for a pretty long time. I think it lasted for like almost months. It lasted for a long time. Because it was so much. It was so...
Get down below and you see molten steel. Molten steel running down the channel rails. Like you're in a foundry.
These incredibly hot areas were found at the bottoms of the elevator shafts, down 7 basement levels. The molten steel was found 3, 4, and 5 weeks later when the rubble was being removed. He said that molten steel was also found at World Trade Center 7. The highest temperature was in the east corner of the South Tower, where a temperature of 1,377 degrees Fahrenheit was recorded. The molten steel in the basement was more than double that temperature.
Thermite looks like. That looks like it. It looks like it. You know, it's the best quality. That looks like it. we saw a lot of smoke pockets coming out like that too, off on the building. All the time, thermal, all that smoke. It was just more and more coming out too.
With any implosion, you don't hear one massive boom sound. What you do hear is smaller explosions going off. Mr. Sunder of NIST has said that you would, if this had been a controlled demolition, you would have heard a large, massive bomb going off.
The World Trade Center. You can see the firemen assembled here, the police officers, FBI.
What in reality happens with a controlled demolition is you hear a successive, progressive, smaller waves of smaller explosions going off. In the case of thermite cutting charges, you would have heard far less noise since they are worked by thermal heating, melting of the steel, rather than an explosive cutting as in RDX charges. I knew from day one that this was a controlled event. And why I did that is because simply looking at Building 7, you have a sudden collapse of the building. It's fairly symmetrical as it comes down. There's the classic kink, which means that the center core fails first, and you can see that on the video, and the building falls near free fall. So I really honestly didn't believe this from day one, because this is the way buildings classically come down with a controlled demolition.
Only when it's controlled. Only. Any other time, any other incidents, any other issues at all, like besides planes hitting it, or even planes hitting it, it won't collapse that way.
This
It can be anything that hits it. It
is
could
not
be a
normal thermite.
natural
That's the other
disaster,
thing that really needs
a
to be
storm or
understood.
something.
Anybody
It
can
would
make
not
normal
collapse
thermite.
that
You can
way.
get the ingredients, you can mix them together, you can make them. Any kid could basically do it if they knew the recipe. This material is composed of the real key ingredient that I don't think anybody else could really make in a convenient way is the nano aluminum. It's a controlled substance. I could go buy it, but the government limits how much I can buy of it. It's very, very difficult to produce in these sizes and to keep from reacting. It's not something that...
All right. I'm going to stop it there because that is a pretty long video. What I may end up doing is do like a part 2 on that video, because that's just a long video to get through. So you guys are more than welcome to join me, watch the other half on the second video, or you can check out the other videos. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on this one. I need some subscribers. I don't have any subscribers. You know, guys, come on. I need your guys' support. This is my journey of trying to make 100 videos. 100 videos uploaded to YouTube in 2 days. You know, I don't think it's ever been heard of. I don't think anybody ever done this before. This is crazy to me, but I'm doing it. Okay, I'm doing it. So, yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here. This is only part 1. Yeah, you guys are more than welcome to join for part 2. Peace. See you later.